This is Bubba. Hey, bringing y'all another walk and talk video. Here enjoying the nice lovely day here. Nice Saturday. Hope everybody's doing well. Yeah, Brazil, bring Bubba back. Bring Bubba back, Brazil. Still on my mission. So let's go. So yeah, man, I want to talk to y'all about, man, while I was in Brazil, you know, I bounced around a lot of places, so I had the opportunity of living in different neighborhoods while I was living in Brazil. You know, I got to experience, you know, just different types of people, you know, like different bars, restaurants, you know, the grocery stores. You know, Rio's a beautiful place. It's a huge city, and it's real diverse. The neighborhoods are also diverse. And on that note, if you're a first-time traveler to Rio, and you're just trying to look for an ideal place to stay, I know I talked about it previously a little bit on a couple of videos I did before this one, but I really want to get more in depth with this, but in terms of, you know, where you can stay if you're a first timer. So Rio, man, it's a lot of neighborhoods. So 3 neighborhoods in particular, like I mentioned before. You have Ipanema, you have Copacabana, and you have Leblon. So those primarily are your big 3 neighborhoods that I recommend you to stay, that you can stay. Now I'm gonna break each one of those 3 neighborhoods down. So Copacabana. And okay, I want to throw in Leme. So Leme, I'll start with Leme. So actually 4. So it's 4 neighborhoods I want to talk about. So Leme, Copacabana, Ipanema, and Leblon. So Leme, which is the smallest out of the 4, is a lot of people get confused with Copacabana. Like if you're on the beach, you're in the Copacabana area, and you're kind of like at the beginning of the beach where it's I forgot the name, but the huge rock that's like on. When you go there, you see it. It's a restaurant there, and you can see the whole area of Copacabana, the beach. You know, the shore side, the beach side, or wherever you call it. And in Leme, it's a small portion of that. If you want to call it the Copacabana area, but it's actually its own little neighborhood / beach area, Leme. So I know one of the more popular barracas there is Rasta Beach or Rasta Beach. That's a particularly popular barraca, or place where you go get you one of them umbrellas and tents and just sit on the beach. It's very popular. Beautiful people, very beautiful. If you know, you know. Some people, if you know, you know. But so that's Leme. So Copacabana, now this, you know, now if you're a first timer going to Copacabana, you will enjoy it, you will have fun. But you know, if you've been to Rio millions of times, you know, Copacabana can wear you out. You know, it can, because there's a lot going on in Copa. So, and I mentioned this earlier in the post, not post, but previous video. So Copacabana, you have a mixed crowd, but what I mean by mix, it's a mixture of tourists and a whole lot of locals, whole lot of the local Brazilian population there. Overall, it's more dirty, and I'm talking about not just the beach side, but also in the city neighborhood side. So a lot of the apartments, a lot of the homes, they're very dated, very, you know, it definitely needs upgrade in terms of keeping up with like modern you know, just how the modern look, you know. Can't find a better word for that, but yeah, the apartments there are very dated. So if you're trying to stay there, make sure you do your research, especially if you want a more kind of like up-to-date, you know, vibe, or up-to-date, you know, type of living, you know, in your, you know, apartment, Airbnb, whatever. Yeah, just make sure you do your research about that, because yeah, it's a little bit, it's not even vintage, but it just, you know, it's a lot of people, it's not their cup of tea. But yeah, that's Copacabana. Also, at night, if you like peace, you're not gonna get it in Copacabana. I mean, it's a constant, it's almost on the level of Carnival, just in terms of things that go on throughout the day and definitely at night. So you're looking for a good night rest, Copacabana is not gonna be your place for that. So, and what else I can think of? So there's plenty, like I said, there's plenty of places you can go in Copacabana. I'm trying to think off the top. I'm trying to think of some Bahakas. There's plenty of Bahakas, but for those that are, you know, like my brothers out here, you know, my man out here, you know, it's places, restaurants, bars in particular, one called Maps. You know, it's a great place. You know, you meet people, especially a lot of expats or other, you know, foreigners. You know, it was a good place to meet them at. So that's pretty much it that I know off the top for Copacabana. So, you know, I'm just coming off the top, but that's Copacabana. So your next neighborhood, Ipanema. So Ipanema, that's one of my favorite places. I like staying when I come to Rio. You know, when I come to, especially Zona Sul, out of the big three. Ipanema, you have, you know, again, you have another good mixture of Brazilians, but it's not the Brazilians of the, I call the rah-rah type like it is in Copacabana. You know, these are a little bit more well-to-do Brazilians. You know, it's at night it's very peaceful. You know, again, the homes and apartments there, they're a little dated, but you have some that are pretty modern. And for the price point, it's a little bit more expensive than Copacabana, but like I say, for the price that you pay, it's a good investment, especially like I said before, if you're not the type that, you know, you want to be around, you want to be kind of at night, you want to be around peace, you want to be around quiet. Yeah, that's the place you want to be, Ipanema. So, and Ipanema, they do have shops, they have stores, restaurants. You know, everything is definitely within walking distance. Definitely recommend for your first time or anybody that's going down there that haven't been to this spot. One is Gringo Cafe, just like Mavs, but not like Mavs. It's more of a place where you have brunch, you know, have breakfast, minus the nightlife aspect compared to Mavs in Copacabana. And like I say, if you know, you know. So yeah, so Gringo Cafe, if you want to have like a more of a American Western type breakfast or lunch or dinner. Do they have? Yeah, I think they got dinner there too. Yeah, Gringo Cafe in Ipanema, definitely recommend that. Also, right next to Gringo Cafe is what is the name of the grocery store? I think it's oh my goodness, but there is a supermarket right next to Gringo Cafe, and right next to Gringo Cafe, yeah, it's a supermarket, but this supermarket also has a restaurant. You go upstairs at the very top, it has a restaurant and a buffet. So you come in there certain times of the day, you know, they have a great selection of food there. Hopefully I'll come up with the name of this grocery store, you know, at some point. I might put it in the comments, I might edit the video, but we'll see. But yeah, the Ipanema, that's Ipanema. And lastly, you have Leblon. So Leblon is out of the 4 neighborhoods. This is gonna be your most affluent neighborhood. The beach is also on a similar vibe. Now, oh, let me go back to Ipanema real quick. Man, I can't talk. So in Ipanema, it's one of the best places to catch the sunset. Like during the I guess around 3 or 4 o'clock. You know, a lot of people will go to the Apador, which technically is not Ipanema. I just found out it's a rock between the neighborhoods of Ipanema and Copacabana. It's over there. If you see the fort, the Copacabana fort, it's right in that area. But like I say, in that area during sunset, it's one of probably the best places you can view a sunset. Definitely, the views there are beautiful. They're incredible. So so that's Ipanema. So going back to Leblon. So Leblon, like I said, it's where a lot of your well-to-do Brazilians, you know, you're pretty much wealthy Brazilians. That's where they go. That's the neighborhood they live at. It's considered the most expensive neighborhood in Rio. Probably not in the whole Brazil. But now here, if you want to, you know, check out the parties, go party. Now definitely Leblon has that type of energy. You know, it has that type of action. Also, like I say, right next to Leblon is Vidigal, so that's the favela there. But Leblon, in terms of the beach, it's real chill. It's probably the most chillest of them all. Yeah, I think, in my opinion, I think it's the most chill beach out of the four local area beaches. But yeah, that's Leblon. I'm trying to think of anything else, but yeah, that's about it. So those are basically your 4 neighborhoods in Rio. So if you're your first time traveling, you know, definitely check out one of those 4 spots. I recommend either Ipanema or Leblon, you know, just for the safe factor and just for, you know, just you'll be around a good mixture of like just other tourists and other Brazilians. So, but yeah, y'all tell me what y'all think. I mean, what are some other neighborhoods that y'all know of, you know, for my my veteran traveling Brazil people that frequent Brazil a lot. And also, if it's your first time going to Brazil, what will be your next, well, not next, but what will be your place that you will be staying at while you're in Brazil? I definitely would like to know. And yeah, I can add more or give you more input, give you some more tips, you know, in the comments of, you know, if it's your first time going to Brazil, you know, just let me know what area are you going to, especially out of one of those 4. And I'd definitely be glad to share a little bit of my info, my experience. So, but yeah, I definitely miss Brazil right now. Definitely miss it. So, but hopefully I'll make that return. So, hey, also in the comments, man, yeah, y'all put Brazil, bring Bubba back. Brazil, bring Bubba back. So, all right, y'all, I appreciate it. Till next video, peace.